to Uganda now, where the government has agreed to review the taxes on social media and mobile money. It follows uproar from members of the public who are accusing the government of extortion and deliberately denying citizens access to information. The taxes came into effect on the 1st of July. CGTN's Michael Baleke has this report.
Demonstrations rocked parts of the country, including the capital Kampala. Police fired live ammunition and engaged in running battles with activists opposed to the controversial social media and mobile money tax. The tax imposes a 1% levy on receiving, payments and withdrawals through mobile money platforms. It also imposes a daily charge of 5 cents to access social media sites.
Our earnings on mobile money have been cut. We demand to know where all that money is going. Where is the ordinary Ugandan going to get what to eat?
Government now says it will present an amended law to Parliament for debate in the next 7 days. The Prime Minister says the revised law will help raise the much-needed revenue without causing unbearable burden to the citizens.
I would like to assure Parliament that the government is committed to ensuring that taxes on mobile money and OTT are designed taking into account the public concerns and balancing the need to raise revenue to finance our development priorities.
But lawmakers opposed to the levy say the tax should be abolished, not reviewed.
Our people depend on mobile money as their day-to-day business. Business has gone down. Waiting for another day is too long. People cannot wait because this tax has made them go out of business. This tax must go, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today.
A section of Ugandans have installed virtual private network VPN services to bypass the taxes. The Parliament of Uganda will reconvene in 7 days to review the amended bill of the controversial social media and mobile money tax. But government says that for close to 50 days, when the law is under scrutiny, the new tax will remain as is. Michael Baleke, CGTN, Kampala, Uganda.
Well, let's get you more on that story now. I'm joined from Kampala by our correspondent Isabel Nakiria. Isabel, any idea yet how long this review on the social media tax will take?
Considering the flaws and mistakes that were made while passing this law, I believe that the members of Parliament will have to carefully rethink this law before it's passed again. We've heard from the President himself saying that the mobile money tax was actually supposed to be 0.5% and not 1%. The Minister of Finance has also conceded that what was agreed in Cabinet was not what was passed in Parliament. And so members of Parliament, I think, will have to carefully rethink this law. I believe that when the bill returns to Parliament next week, I think that they will be discussing this bill, debating this bill thoroughly, and proposals for the amendments will be made on the floor of Parliament. I also think that the bill might be thrown to the Bills Committee of Parliament to scrutinize it thoroughly before it's brought back and again passed, either for some clauses amended, some totally scrapped, and maybe some staying.
Well, Isabel, with this tax, though, Uganda was hoping to plug a budget gap. Should the tax be scrapped? Do we have any idea where the country will find the necessary funds?
Uganda is currently going through an expansion of its tax bracket. It's expanding its tax base massively, and it's going out to tax many of the things that were not registered before. For example, it's taxing rentals. There are very many high-rise apartments coming up in Kampala, and in the last few weeks, we've seen taxmen knocking on people's doors and literally closing down people's houses, people who haven't paid the rental tax. We're also hearing that agriculture might be a new avenue where the government could try to raise some of these taxes. We understand that many commercial farmers are actually making a lot of money, and the government wants to tap into some of these areas and register farmers and also try to get some of this money. The government currently is going through a huge debt burden, over $10 billion, and it wants to close this gap. And so some of these areas, like trying to strengthen its enforcement methods, trying to strengthen ways in which taxes are collected. I understand the government has bought new equipment for its tax office, scanning each and every trucks that are leaving and entering the country. And so by trying to raise money through all these avenues, social media inclusive, they think that they will try to close this gap and stop the borrowing.
All right, Isabel Nakiria joining us there from Kampala.